Okay, picking up from where the last video left off, now we're looking at retirement accounts. So retirement accounts are specific accounts that you set up through your bank or through an investment firm, in which you are putting away money every paycheck or every month or every week, so on a regular basis. You have to put in a minimum amount each year. And the idea is that that money is then going to be invested. Okay, and therefore, instead of it being saved in just a regular old savings account with low interest rate, because the money is invested, the interest rate tends to be higher. So in a bank right now, a savings account might give you 0.5% or maybe a little bit more, a little bit less per year of a return. What you're looking at with a retirement account is that that interest amount is 5%, 6%, 7%, maybe higher. And that is a much larger return, obviously. 8 is greater than 1/2. But the amount of the difference there makes an amazing amount of money for you over the course of a bunch of years. So the IRS set up a bunch of plans, and that's why you see these codes right here, because just like with their tax forms, you remember 1040A or 1040EZ, where the IRS assigns a number, there's a number assigned to these retirement plans as well. So the reason why is because with these retirement plans, it allows you to fool around with your taxes, basically, which I'll explain more in a second. But if we go to the first one, this is the one you've probably heard, you've somebody say it on a TV commercial, whether it's MetLife or Fidelity. You hear the word 401k, or maybe you heard about that in the news. A 401k is a plan that a company can offer an employee. So if you work at Lowe's, or you work at Chili's, or you work, just at any business, someplace up in Boston, in one of the skyscrapers, something like that, they have what's known as a 401k. And what you basically do is you elect, it's voluntary savings is what's known as. You elect to send some of your paycheck into this savings account per month. Okay, and as a reward for doing that, what ends up happening is the company that you work for will match a certain amount. So let's say that you put away $100 a paycheck. Well, for every $100 that you put in, the company puts in 25 or 15 or something like that. So basically, you're saving $125 a month, but only $100 of that money is actually yours. 25 is it's like a free, hey, thanks for doing this, $25, here you go. And you put that $125 into the account, and then some kind of financial expert or hopefully they're an expert, will then take that money and invest it. Now, where they invest it, that's actually your call. You can decide if you want low risk investments, so that it's a lower percent that you make, but much safer, or maybe you want a medium risk or a high risk, or you want some kind of mixture of all that, and you get to decide that because it's your money and it's your savings account. Okay, and the idea, though, is that because it's being invested, yes, there's a good chance that you are going to earn money. I'm going the wrong way in your video. You will earn money over time. However, there is also the possibility that you will lose money because you are investing, and an investment can always turn out to be a loss. So you might earn a lot of money for 5 straight years, and you might lose a little bit of money in a particularly bad year. Then you might start earning money again for time after that. But a 401k basically this is a savings plan, but the employer matches part of the contribution. Okay, so the employer puts in some money as well. All right, now 403b looks very similar to 401k. It's just change one number and one letter, and it's a very similar plan. A 403b belongs to employees on the public side and the civil side. So for example, you're looking at a public employee. I'm a teacher. I have a 403b. It works just like a 401k, except that there's no matching by the employer, because honestly, the school, the town, don't have the money to put in $25 for every $100 that I save. All right, it doesn't work that way. Your parents aren't going to give me an extra $25 just because I'm saving money. So if you work in the public sector, you would you have the ability to save as well. It's just known as a 403B. And it works the same way as far as low risk, medium risk, high risk. The only difference is that the employer just does not match the funds. Okay, but again, we're saving over the course of time. Now, if you're not a private, you don't work for a private company or a public company, you are self-employed, or you're a farmer, you're a landlord, something like that, you still have the ability to do these, have a retirement account. And that's what's known as an IRA, which literally stands for Individual Retirement Account. And you see two of the words are already up on the board. So you can set this up, and you can actually set this up very soon. You have to make a certain amount of contribution per year, but you can start pretty soon. I think you just got to be 18. Again, you have to put in a certain amount, so you really have to work more than just part-time. But you can be very young where you start this up. So you see IRA, and then you see Roth IRA. Okay, now the difference between the two, an IRA works like a 403B and a 401k, where you take some money now and you put it away, and all the money that you save is basically tax exempt, which means that if you put away $2,000 of your $30,000 that you make over the course of the year, well then your taxable income drops from $30,000 down to $28,000. You're not taxed on that $2,000 that you saved. Okay. However, when you start taking the funds out of the accounts, then you will be taxed on that money. Now, most people don't care about that because when they take the funds out of these accounts, they're much older, they're not working anymore, and therefore the money that they take out, it's like a regular tax. Okay. So that's what these three do. A Roth IRA works like an IRA. You see IRA right there in the title. The difference is in how the taxes work. It works backwards. With a Roth IRA, you pay taxes on the amount of money that you're you're saving away. So $30,000 that you make, you put $2,000 into a Roth IRA, well, you still pay taxes on $30,000 worth of income, even though you really only had $28,000 to use because you saved $2,000. Okay, well, what ends up happening with the Roth IRA, though, is at the very end of the savings, you will get all that money tax-free. So if you have $1 million in that account, that is $1 million tax-free. You don't pay any taxes when you remove the funds from your Roth IRA. That's the difference between these two. This video is about 7.5 minutes long. I'm going to stop this one and come back with a few more details on these retirement accounts.